So my music must be there even when I'm gone. You know, if you listen very well, all my songs have meaning. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in all this stuff these little children do. They do songs, they don't have meaning. They just go and they just want to make noise, you know what I'm saying? This is bullshit, you know. It's only necessary when your song has meaning, you know, because music is expression of, it has to be there for something positive, you know. Your music has to be used for something positive. So when you're gone, people remember you, you know. Like, okay, let's use the song Celebrate, for instance. Celebrate is always celebrate. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be there forever. I like to say, you know, I've got this new song, Amosu. Amosu is deep, you know. Amosu is deep. It's just for people who understand. But by God's grace, I mean, as a result of the video, a lot of people now understand, you know, because a lot of people say they're nothing like spiritual powers, nothing like this, nothing like that. But I mean, the song to a reasonable extent has made a lot of people now understand what it is, you know. Life is deeper than what you see, you know. But what I like to advise everybody, you don't make music because you want to make noise, or you want to be on TV, you want to be on radio, you know. You make it because it's gotta make a positive impact, you know what I'm saying? Music, expression of self, you know, not expression of stupidity, you know. Like, you've got to say something important, I like to say, you know.
That's a very interesting point. And you
know.
said earlier something about little children making noise. What are these little children you're talking about?
There are too many little children out there. They know themselves. That's what I used to make noise. Now, I don't want to call their names.
I don't know them.
But you don't know them?
Yes.
You have the hammer my voice. There are too many people there now. You know, there's so many songs I see that I don't really understand. You know, but they're hit songs. You know, like a couple of songs from like Olamide. You know, I don't understand a couple of the songs. You know, but they're hit songs, and I respect him because he's a hit maker. But truth about it is, I don't understand a couple of them.
Is that because of the language, or because you don't think he's saying anything sensitive?
No, he's not. A lot of times he's not really saying anything. Like this Skelewu song, God knows that I don't know any part of the verse, but I like the song. Oh, you understand? But my God, I mean, it's not really passing any message. Of course, it's Skelewu. Yeah, nice one, Skelewu, but it's not. It's, for me, it's not music. You know, it's a hit song, yeah, but it's not music. You know, you know what I'm saying? So many songs like that. I like to think of one. Okay, I like to think of Uku. Yeah, that's not by my homeboy Timaya, man. Only thing I hear is Uku. I didn't hear any of that thing, you understand? And the video is massive, you know. But I think if we put if we can just write, you understand, it's not best we write it. If you can't write yourself, you can bring someone to write. Like now, put this lady Tiwa Savage, yeah, Waje, yeah. I like to call Bez. I like to call, I might not necessarily be their fan, yeah, but I listen to their music, you know. Waje, I Wish, that song is #1 in the whole of Africa for me, you know. I must not be her fan, you know, but it's a wonderful song, it's deep, you know. So that when we go out there and be like, yeah, Nigerian musician, and be like, yeah, you've got something to offer, you know, fella. Yeah, celebration, everybody celebration. We all go for celebration and stuff. In fact, I was in celebration, you know, but I was traveling out of the country the next day, you know, so I had to go back early to prepare, you know what I'm saying, to leave. So I could not meet to my time, you know. Fela, his music is music that still works today, you know what I'm saying? It works today, like even tomorrow. What he said then is what happens now. Out of his music, 100%, I like to say 90% or 95, 96% is real story. You know what I'm saying? Not just noise making. You know, because we can all make noise. I have one song here. It's called Chuku Chuku. Yeah, it made a little impact that year in Port Harcourt and his environment. You know, it had a video and stuff. But now, no, myself, I've forgotten this song. Yeah, that's the truth about it, you know.
That's a very interesting speech, basically, that you just had. I mean, you mentioned the video, you mentioned Timaya. That is easily, let me just say something. Is probably the biggest song in the country right now.
Not just in the country.
Based on hits. But you say that you don't think it makes any sense. Or it's making noise because there's no lyrics there. Why do you think that's the line to follow? Seeing that, I mean, money should be the whatever for a lot of artists. Well, and he's making money off of not saying anything, basically.
Well, you know, the truth about it is that the fans play a major role. You know what I'm saying? The fans, you know, the truth about Nigerian fans, see, we've suffered a lot. We just want to enjoy. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We don't even care. But the truth about it now, we are role models, whether we like it or not. Some of us have moved from role models to icons, like people like Two-Face Idibia, people like D'banj, and people like wonderful people, I like to say, you know what I'm saying? And Two-Face Idibia, his last album was not I won't say it was one of his biggest hits, yeah? But his last album, if you play it tomorrow, play it now, it sounds like a brand new song. Banky W, his last album might not be a massive hit, but if you play it tomorrow, next year, it sounds like a brand new song. I think we should copy from people like that.
Interesting.
And of course, borrow leave from the song Celebrate. Exactly. I like to say.
You mentioned Davido. You mentioned Timaya. Who else is another noisemaker that you think?
Noisemaker. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, I like to say Tonto DK, my girl, man.
She was here some time ago.
Exactly, she's a noisemaker. When it comes to music, she's a big noisemaker. But she's a good actress. You know what I'm saying? So I think, she first did the song "High." Yeah, and I think we had issues with people. A lot of people had. I'm not a critic, you understand? I'm not a critic, but I'm saying people's mind, And she did a remix to the song "High." The one she shot the video. That was the first song in Africa that don't have a verse, It only has a chorus. Yeah, but what I'm saying in essence is that I'm not saying I'm perfect, but we can be better, because a lot of people now look up to us. Like, I see people there's one of my boys is in Enugu. His name is Freaky P. He likes my music. Yeah, he always wants to be like me. But he says 3 people influence him in his life. He says Wakonzi, Timaya, and Terry G. But a lot of times he tries to go close to Terry G. He did one of the remixes of my song by himself. Yeah, the remix of Amosu, and he was like, he was trying to copy Terry G. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't fix this stuff right now, the artists of tomorrow will be bullshit. Because now the artists that are bigger than our generation now be looking at us and be like, what are they saying? In our time, like Onyeka Onwenu, in our time we made good music like Raskimono, Daniel Wilson, big people, they made good music, but now a lot of us will make noise, exactly, But we can do better, like I said,
is some of the most honest comments I've ever heard on this show.
That's the truth, yeah,
with how open you've been and everything. I'm sorry we couldn't bleep out some of the swear words there. But we're going to just move on quickly now. So you seem very disillusioned with the music industry.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to be in the future, in a couple of years? Where do you think the music industry in Nigeria will be?
All right, now I want to tell everybody something out there, man. If you're a guy, and you travel out of Nigeria, I like you to know that you're gold, man. Because the girls love us. Why do they love us? Not because we do a lot of negative things, but because of our music. They even love us more than they love Americans, to a reasonable extent, I like to say. In fact, the Nigerians are #1 in Africa. You know what I'm saying? #1 in Africa. So the girls love us because of our music. So I like to say our music is going to another level. Our music is taking #1 spot. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, I want to leak something out of the bag, I want to leak something, I want to just say one secret, See, Wizkid charges as much as which artist do you want to call? Or I won't say Jay-Z, but as much as maybe who am I gonna use now, But as much as a big American artist, and he controls that kind of crowd too, So I like to say Nigerian music after the American industry. We are next, and I believe that by the grace of God, we're gonna be bigger than the American industry.
But like you said, without the noisemakers.
yeah, of course, there are noisemakers everywhere, Yeah, exactly,
Thank you very much. What is your album is called quickly?
My album is out. It's called Money Back Guarantee, and the video also is out. The remix, the African remix will be out in a couple of days. Then the Sweet Like Tombo video with the much weighted Sweet Like Tombo video. Just 1 minute. I like to say Sweet Like Tombo means it talks about how an African girl should be. Yeah, pure and natural, not showing off everything you have. Then which one do you want to see? Exactly.
Thank you very much, Wakonzi, for being here today. Exactly. Like he said, he has mentioned some names of noisemakers in the industry, like he said. But thank you very much for being here. Like I always say, you can join us on Twitter at YNigerTV is the handle. The hashtag is Dropping Minds. Also, the website is yniger.com/TV. Like we always say, you've never seen young people talk like this before. I'll see you next week.
Exactly. Yes.
We represent H-E-E-R-R-A. What else? What else? A-F-R-I-C. Come on, come on, come on. A-F-R-I-C. Just let's go. So let's dance now. It is my turn. Just one more you. I am ready for your action. Just one more you. You should cut off all distraction. It's all on you. And just give me some reaction. Just one more you.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that